3, 4.
Good evening. Welcome to C# Programming on .NET. My name is Brett Raubley. I teach at Cal State University Fullerton in ISDS 309. In our previous lecture video, we created a file called ReadNameFile, and tonight we're going to do ReadNameFile. Notice the data that we're going to be reading has fixed width fields of 10 characters each. The spaces that pad those words or names are really there by design. So let's go ahead and create a project. We'll call it ReadNameFile. We'll make it a console application. And we're working from Joyce Farrell's Microsoft C# book. Okay, let's delete the unnecessary code and put in our static system.console. And then we need to use system.io because we're going to be working with files. And then we'll create a class. We'll call it ReadNameFile. And let's set up our main method. And now I want to create a string for the file name and set it using the @ operator so that we can just use single backslashes in the path, not have to double those up with the escape. And now let's go ahead and declare our file stream object, and let's instantiate it, calling the file stream constructor that takes 3 parameters: file name, the file mode, which will be open since it already exists, and read since that's what we want to do with the file. Next, let's wrap the file stream object in a stream reader, and let's instantiate that by calling the stream reader constructor. And that helps us or eases our interaction with the file by supporting readline for reading from the file. We'll create an integer count variable, and you'll see what for later, and a string name variable so we can read a record in and work with the record. Now let's display to the console a little header, and let's go ahead and read the first record. So this is a priming read before the while loop so that name actually is populated before we do the first test for null. If it's null, that means the file was empty. It existed, but it was empty. Now we'll go ahead and we'll write out the name, and we'll concatenate it with the count variable so it'll make it like a list on the display. 1 and the name that's following. 2, 3, 4, 5, so on and so forth. And then we'll read the next line. We'll increment the count because we are now at the next line number, and then we'll jump up to the while test. Once we get to the last line and it's null, then we will go ahead and close the reader and close the file objects. All right, let's give this a shot and see what happens. Okay, there you have it. You see the numbers to the left of the names, and that's all there is to this